Call the meeting to order for the Village of Round Lake Beach. This is our board meeting for Monday, September 12th, 2016. Please call the roll.
Trustee Husk.
Here.
Trustee Valdez.
Here.
Trustee Wallace.
Here.
Trustee Butler.
Here.
Trustee Bennis.
Here.
Mayor Hill.
Here. Let the record show a quorum is present. Would you all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As I'm sure you're all aware, yesterday was the 15th anniversary of the 9/11/2016 terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center, the Twin Towers in New York, and on the Pentagon. If I could just ask for a moment of silence to remember those victims and honor them for them and their families for the horrific deaths that they had acted upon them, and the way the country kind of came together afterwards. Please help me honor them. Thank you. On the agenda, if we could add under Mayor's report, item number 3, CENTCOM proclamation. With that change, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Wallace, second by trustee Bennis. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved as corrected. Item D, we have the approval of the August 22nd, 2016 council meeting minutes. Any corrections or clarifications? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
Motion by trustee Butler, second by trustee Valdez. We have a motion and a second. Once again, any corrections, clarifications? Again, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Those are approved. We have expenditures tonight for this month of $3,037,582.53. That's some very large expenses this month for our work we're doing throughout town and infrastructure improvements. We also had the CLC Joint Action Water Agency for our Lake Michigan water was a little over $161,000. Peter Baker and Sons for the capital improvements phase 1 was over $848,000. Our healthcare was over $118,000. Lake County Public Works for our bi-monthly sewer was $318,000 plus. Payne and Dolan for capital development projects phase 2 with the road program was over $1 million. So we are spending quite a bit of money out there resurfacing our roads and fixing the sewers and water mains, and it's coming along quite well. And there's a little bit more to finish up this year still, but it's really looking really good in areas of town that had the broken up roads. There's a lot of other fees and charges besides that the board have reviewed, staff have reviewed. Anyone have any questions on the board rather than checks? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Motion by trustee Husk, second by trustee Wallace. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
That's approved 5-0. We have no ratifications this evening, so we'll move on to our committee reports. Anyone have a committee report tonight?
Mayor, I could let everybody know that SWALCO has come out with a new video on how to properly sort out food scraps and what to do once they are sorted. You can watch that video and find more information at their website, swalco.org.
Great, thank you. Anything else? Okay. I'll move on to the mayor's report. There's actually 3 items now in the mayor's report. The first is a resolution honoring Police Chief David Hare upon his retirement from the village. Chief, it's been great serving with you. Thanks for doing so much for our department and for the men and women of the department. And we have a resolution for you here.
Whereas David Hare was hired as a police officer for Round Lake Beach in January of 1992. And whereas pursuing his passion for police work, Officer Hare served in patrol until 2001 when he was promoted to the rank of sergeant, a result of his commitment to continued training. And whereas Officer Hare earned the recognition and rank of sergeant in 2001 for excelling in his duties as a police officer, which included exemplary skills in interviewing suspects, investigations, problem solving, and leadership. And whereas David Hare continued to excel in his law enforcement and leadership skills and was promoted to the rank of lieutenant in 2003. And whereas David earned the appointment of chief of police in March of 2014. And whereas Chief Hare has led his department with a sincere desire to achieve the goals and mission of the village through community-based actions, training, data collection, and efficiencies that promote solid relationships and services to the village we serve. And whereas the Village of Round Lake Beach will forever hold Chief David Hare in high esteem for his integral role and exemplary efforts and commitment to the safety and well-being of our residents and his officers, and his successful leadership in improving and progressing his department. Now therefore be it resolved that Mayor Richard H. Hill and the Board of Trustees and the entire community would like to express their sincere gratitude to Chief Hare for his many years of dedicated service and wish the chief much success in his new endeavors.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Butler, second by trustee Wallace. We have a motion to second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Chief, would you like to say a few words?
I was told never to come and try to go off script. I've made more than a few mistakes, so I did write down just a few things. I started here almost 25 years ago. The village and employees here at the village quickly became my family. You're right, Gil, I would get choked up. I grew up here, I met my wife here, and because of the village, I was able to raise my family. Over the years, I gained experience as a police officer. I've worked with some of the best police officers in Lake County, and I consider them not only to be my colleagues, but I also consider them to be my friends. I would like to thank the mayor, the trustees, and the entire village staff. You will always be a part of my family. Thank you.
Resolution plate also.
One more time, everybody.
It's always great to see officers start out with the department and work his way all the way with the chief, the way Chief Hare did, and lead the department so well and move us forward. And we really appreciate that. I'm sure all the residents appreciate it too. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Anyone else want to care for a comment?
Thank you again for all your service.
Really, Trustee Butler? No comment? Wow.
You will be missed. You will really be missed. This shows right here what a great man you are, and you did great things for our police department. Thank you so much.
Yes.
One more time, guys.
And the next item is to have a temporary interim chief of police. Being that the chief had to leave kind of short notice compared to what I normally have to review the position of the chief of police, review all the candidates that have applied for the chief of police, determine whether they want to stay inside the department, which is what I always prefer, or if we need to go outside the department, which I would rather not do because we have a bunch of great people in our own department here. But I need a little time to make the decision, and so I'd asked that we have an interim police chief as of right now, and that probably in a month or two I'll have a better idea of what we need, and I can share that with the board then. We can discuss it as a board and determine our future at that point. And Deputy Chief Gil Rivera has agreed to be our interim chief, and Gil's got a lot of great experience, and he's got a lot of great leadership, and we look forward to your taking over the command of the department, and I appreciate your stepping up like that. And at this point, if I could have a motion to approve Deputy Chief Gil Rivera's appointment as interim chief.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Valdez, second Trustee Bennis. Please call the roll.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
That's approved 5-0. Thank you, Chief. Sure. Thank you for your comments. Come back since you're done, you just swear in them. I would like to thank all the other candidates that had approached me and were offering their stepping up to be the chief, and I will continue to review that and get back to everyone at an appropriate time, but I do appreciate you wanting to step forward. At this point, we'll have the interim chief take the oath of office.
Just raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Gilbert Rivera,
I, Gilbert Rivera,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
interim police chief
interim police chief
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
And this one's yours to keep, okay? Welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, Gil.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Gil, did you have a prepared speech?
As you mentioned, Mayor, very short notice. I would just like to thank you, Mayor, for showing the confidence and giving me this opportunity. I'd like to thank the board, and I look forward to, over the next few months, showing you what I can do, what the great officers of this department can do. I really do believe that we have the best officers in the state by far, if not, the United States. These guys are fantastic. They've always shown great support. And I just hope to continue on in the leadership footsteps that not only Chief Hare, but Chief Bittler is also here. The stuff that I've learned from Deputy Chief Mike Scott, Manager Rello back there, these are all the people that were my mentors, that I continue to learn from and, see me make mistakes, help me correct those mistakes. So I hope to continue learning from them as well. So thank you very much, everyone.
We also had tonight, we have a proclamation honoring CENTCOM for 25 years of dispatch for our police department and for several others for that matter. CENTCOM is actually the model for many multi-jurisdictional dispatch centers and is the model most closely being used for future centers in the Lake County. So I'm very proud of CENTCOM, all they have done. Our police department's been very involved with that from day one, of actually building CENTCOM that we're very involved with way back when. So I'd like to have a proclamation read, please.
Sure. Whereas emergencies can occur at any time that require police, fire, or emergency medical services, and whereas the mission of CENTCOM 911 is to provide responsible, professional public safety communication services to member agencies and their communities, and whereas CENTCOM 911 was first formed on September 3rd in 1989 by an intergovernmental agreement between the villages of Haynesville, Round Lake Beach, Round Lake Heights, Round Lake Park, and the Greater Round Lake Fire Protection District. And whereas the center became fully operational on September 15, 1991. And whereas since that date, the village of Barrington, the village of Antioch, and the Barrington Countryside Fire Protection District have also become members of CENTCOM. And whereas CENTCOM 911 has contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients. And whereas we encourage all residents to recognize the value of this system in our daily lives, and therefore be it resolved that the Village of Round Lake Beach proclaims September 15th, 2016 as the 25th anniversary of the CENTCOM 911 Public Safety Communications Center and extends its sincere appreciation to the dedicated employees who handle life-threatening calls with much expertise, composure, and efficiency.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Bennett, second by trustee Wallace. We have a motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's approved. We'll make sure we drop it off on Thursday when they have their open house. Is there a clerk's report tonight?
There is not no report.
We only have 2 items of business on our agenda tonight. First is the appointment of a new trustee for the Village of Round Lake Beach. I will be appointing Scott Nichols to that position. And is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
trustee Wallace, second by trustee Butler. We have motion to second. Please call the roll.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
That's approved 5-0. Come on up, Scott. Let's get you sworn in.
Just raise your right hand and repeat after me, please. I, Scott Nichols,
I, Scott Nichols,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the Office of Trustee
the duties of the Office of Trustees
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
And Scott would like to introduce your family that's here tonight.
Tonight with me, my wife Julie, my son Nathan, my stepdaughter Megan, and my mother Pat. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here tonight. Trustee Larry Mount retired from the board and moved out of state back in July, and Scott's stepping up to take his position. He has some pretty big shoes to fill. He was on the board for almost 20 years, and I'm sure Scott will do great at it. He has a lot of energy and really likes to jump into the projects, so I look forward to having Scott on the board. We just have one other item, an ordinance amending section 3-2-8 of the Village Code regarding Class H liquor licenses. Don Louis Catering has been catering at the Culture Center for some time now. They're gonna be stepping up to the bigger parties, so they'd also like to get a liquor license at the Culture Center. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by trustee.
Second?
Husk. Second by trustee Butler. I'm getting worse at recognizing these voices. Now Scott's, I think I'll be able to recognize. We have a motion to second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Nichols. Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye. That's approved 6-0. Scott, congratulations on your first vote.
Thank you.
There is no executive session tonight, so at this time it is open to public participation. Anyone that has a question or comment for the board, please step to the microphone, give your name and address for the record, either state your comment or ask your question.
Hi, how's it going? Tom Weber, Lake County Board Member, District 3. I live in Lakeville Township. I just wanted to come tonight, first of all, to say thank you for Chief Hare. Whether I was here on county business or personal for different activities, he always made us feel at home, and that's hard to do in some cases. So that, and I don't know if anyone heard me, but I kind of gave an aye when I heard Scott Nichols' name come up for a vote, because I don't think he could have done a better job. He's every time I come out to an event, Scott, you're always there, you're volunteering, you're here at meetings and stuff when you're, and Larry's going to be a hard one to replace, but I think you're a perfect choice for a job. So other than that, that was pretty much it. I just wanted to say thank you for your service and congratulations, Scott.
Thank you, Tom. You're always coming to our meetings. You're probably our most frequent visitor as far as county board goes. Some of the other members we've only seen, like, never. We appreciate you stopping in. Okay, any other thing else by the board? Okay, well, have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by trustee Butler, second by trustee Bennis. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.